Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. In today's video, we'll see how we can separate text which is mixed up with numbers. So here is my database, and in this database we are having names, and these names are totally mixed up with numbers, and they have mixed up with numbers in a very erratic manner. That is to say, those numbers, there is no specific pattern in which those numbers are mixed up with these names. If you are thinking that we can use text to columns, then it is impossible to do it with text to column, because text to column we need a delimiter, which is a separator which separates text from numbers. So, and in this case we do not have any delimiter over here. That is number one. And if you are thinking we can use, say, control control is, that is find and replace. Even we can do it with find and replace, but you will have to do it for 10 times. That is, replace 1 by nothing, then 2 by nothing, 3 by nothing, and so on. And that will be a very painful thing. And the main aspect is, suppose, assume that this database is expanding in the future, then you will have to use that find and replace 10 times, and every time when that data is getting updated, you will have to do it with find and replace. So even that is going to take a lot of time. So in this case we are going to use a substitute function, which is a very simple and a self-explanatory one. And with the help of substitute function, we will try to extract these names which are mixed up with numbers. So in this case, let's concentrate on this first record, which is say my name Sachin, and it is mixed up with this 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I'll start with substitute, and this is what substitute does. It replaces the existing text with a new text in a text string. And the major advantage of this substitute function is, like any other functions in Excel, you can integrate this substitute function with itself. Okay, so this function is a self-integrated function, and we'll see how. So I'm starting with substitute first. So my text is this. Old text is 1, and I want to replace this 1 by nothing, and completing parenthesis and control enter. So you will see that 1 has vanished from this particular record. Now this particular result of this first substitute that we have used is going to become an input for the next substitute which we will build around this substitute. So I am simply pressing F2 here, and I am building a second substitute which will replace number 2 with nothing. So I will say substitute. Okay, now this text is given by this first substitute that we have used. We'll go to the end of this function. Now I am replacing 2, so comma 2, and we want to replace it with nothing. So double quotation marks, complete parenthesis, control enter. So now you can see you don't find number 1 and number 2, so that 2 numbers are gone. And similarly we'll do it for 3, 4 and 5. So let's do it for 3. Again I will say substitute, come to end, comma 3, comma double quotation marks, complete parenthesis, control enter. So what is happening here is, every time we are using substitute, that result we are getting one step closer to that result. So again 3 is over, substitute, comma 4, comma double quotation marks, complete parenthesis, control enter. And lastly, now the moment we replace 5, we will have our answer. So every time we are using substitute, it is taking us one step closer to our final result. So substitute, tab, comma 5, comma double quotation mark, parenthesis, complete, control enter. So here it is. Okay, so with this substitute we have replaced number 1 to number 5, and we have replaced it with nothing, and we are having our answer. So simply now control C and enter. So Sachin, Samir, Ramesh, Rekha. But you can see from this records onward, now these numbers are mixed up with number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0. So nothing to worry about. We'll continue with this same substitute, and we'll do this substitute for 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0. So substitute, comma 6, comma double quotation marks, control enter, substitute, comma 7, comma double quotation mark, enter, 8 substitute. So at the end of this function you will see we have used substitute 10 times, isn't it? Enter in 9 substitute comma 9 comma double quotation marks, control enter, and last is we'll do it for 0 substitute comma 0 comma double quotation mark and control enter, and simply I am selecting this range and keeping that D3 cell selected, F2 and control enter, and here you have Sachin, Samir, Ramesh, Rekha, Pooja, Vijay, Vidya, Akash, Rekha and Pankaj. So this is how you can use a substitute to separate numbers from the text, and in this particular manner. And the best part is, suppose in future this data expands, say and SAC, then 1 2 3 4 and HIN, and here you have. Okay, so even if the data expands, you can simply copy that formula to the next cells and things will work. So this is the best function of Excel, which is a great again a substitute for text to column or find and replace when you are faced with this type of a situation. Now coming to this next sheet. Now here is again a database of name and employee code, and this is say name and employee code which are in numbers and they are mixed up, and we have to use a VLOOKUP so as to get the department from this particular table array. So now that substitute function is ready with us, we'll simply copy this, Control C, F2, Control V, and instead of this C3 we'll simply change that cell reference to C2. But there is one catch. You can see that between this name and the employee code there is a space. So what we are going to do here is we'll use one more substitute, and we are going to replace that space with nothing. So into inverted comma space, inverted comma complete, and replace it with nothing, complete parenthesis, control enter, and then simply you can press Control D to copy the formula down, and this whole substitute will form a lookup value for the purpose of VLOOKUP, isn't it? So VLOOKUP, this lookup value is taken care by this whole 11 substitutes. Okay, I have given parenthesis at the beginning and in the end so that things are not confusing. My table array is this, which I will freeze. My column index number is 2 and we want exact match, so 0, and enter finance and copy it down, and here you have. So you can use a substitute inside VLOOKUP as well, so as to substitute those numbers with nothing, and then we got this department records. Now this is a long cut basically, and you can use it only when you have this substitute function ready with you, but you can use search and left also. So and this is a very slick function or integration that we can have. So I am starting with search, and we'll try to find or search this space which is appearing between name and employee code. So type find text is into inverted comma space, within text is this, and I'm not bothered about start number because that start number is surrounded by vertical brackets, and when you have any argument in a function which is surrounded by vertical brackets, that argument is optional. So I'm completing parenthesis and control enter. So it is the 7th position at which that space is first found, and now I am going to reduce 1 from this 7 so as to get 6. So basically whatever numbers or up to 6 numbers or characters or alphabets which are appearing before that space is my name. So now I'll use left tab, my text is this, and number of character is produced by search -1, control enter, and simply surround this by VLOOKUP. So lookup value is taken care by left and search. Come to the end of this function, comma, table array, which I'll freeze, comma 2 comma 0, control enter and control D. So friends, this is how you can use a substitute function for separating text which is totally mixed up with numbers, and in this case you cannot simply use the text to column or find and replace. So this brings me to the end of this video. Now I am giving a link of this Excel file in the description box for you to download. So friends, thanks for all your likes and comments, and do subscribe to my channel. Do hit that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming video, and also if you like my work, do give me a thumbs up, and if you don't like my work, don't hesitate to give me a thumbs down. Okay, so take care, bye.